Today I'm going to share with you my awesome finds from my Monday thrift store run. Starting at my area's largest thrift store. This place is huge, guys. I start off with a visit to the media section. Unfortunately, not a ton here. If you're new to the channel, my name's Dustin and I pick thrift shops, bin sales, yard sales, flea markets, things like that, and try and make a profit by flipping it on eBay. So yeah, I didn't find too much in the media section. Everything here at the Valley thrift store this morning is 25% off for Customer Appreciation Day. While I'm in the aisle, I spot it, guys. I can't believe that we're starting the video off with such a heavy hitter, but this is a Keurig K150. This is actually a commercial one that you will see in offices where you directly plumb into it, so you don't have to refill the water, I guess manually. And a little bit of background on this unit, it does work. We tested it and everything. However, the touchscreen doesn't work, so you cannot change the size of the coffee. You can only make a standard 8-ounce cup of coffee through it. So a parts only for this is like 100, maybe a little bit north of that, while fully working units north of 200 shipped. I'm gonna just go ahead and put $129.99 for our estimate. And what I mean by that is, at the end of this video, I'll be going over everything that I purchased today and the estimated profit that I'll make on everything once it all sells through. So make sure to stay tuned for that. I do end up passing on this food saver right here. It wasn't worth a ton, and it was kind of dirty. I didn't really feel like dealing with it. Back to the Keurig. Before finding this, I was actually even thinking that it would be awesome to have one of those plumbed in where the water line is ran to it, because one of the worst things about the Keurig for me is when you put your K-cup in, you have your mug underneath, you hit the button and the blue light comes on telling you low water, and then you have to fill up the water reservoir. Let me know down in the comments if that happens to you as well. There was this ammo can, so I asked to see it. I wanted to see what was inside of it, and it was filled with beads for some reason. Moving on here, just right next to it, I found these Atlantic mold deals. I think they're Atlantic mold. I'm pretty sure they seem to fit the bill. And so there's this lady here, and it's actually pretty well painted. So basically, you purchased them and then painted them yourselves. And they were marked at $3.99 a piece, so with 25% off, we're looking at $3 plus tax. I think the Pilgrim one is pretty cool here as well. And I'm gonna try and say maybe worth $30 a piece shipped. I'll probably lot them both together just to get the average sale value up and have to do less work. And I think it's gonna be a pretty solid buy there. That's just my estimate based off of some similars that are out there. These specific ones I could not find listed on eBay. If you could, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just estimate that for today's total. This is a Patricia Loveless Campbell Kids doll, and it's gonna be about $12. There's no real sold or listed ones of this specific doll. However, I think we'll get about $40 for it shipped. That's my estimate. We're gonna try for more. We did recently sell a Patricia Loveless doll for a significant amount. So this Corgi D-Day Tiger 1 tank was marked at like $40. It is collectible. One is sold brand new for like $70 shipped on eBay. However, it had its plastic bubble. You could tell this one's not new because there's not a plastic bubble included in here. And with only one sold comp at that price, even with it being marked 40, 25% off, we'd be paying $30. It ends up not being worth it. I have in my cart for some time thinking about it, but eventually end up putting it back. So I was interested in this Sony 5-disc CD changer here. I did take it over to the testing area to see if it worked and everything. And upon plugging it in, it did turn on and power up. However, I just could not get that tray to open properly. It wanted to open a little bit, but it just didn't feel like the motor wanted to push it out enough. So I did not end up getting that. I did have a spare power cord for this at the house, but I guess I could have grabbed one from a different device or something to test this here. Probably should have. I'm going to have to sell it for parts for 42 plus ship probably. That's basically the best looking comp that I could find. And with that, I go ahead and head out and go over to my local Goodwill. I think this was a pretty good trip to Valley. We'll still make a profit. It was only like $8.99 before the 25% off for that DVD recorder. At the Goodwill, I saw these. You can actually make a little bit of a profit on selling these before any of the anti-resellers get upset in the comments. No, I left them behind, so don't worry.
I recognize you. Have you YouTube?
What's that?
You have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, what is
Pro
it?
Picker.
Pro Picker.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man. Nice to
Hey,
meet you.
nice to meet you.
I watch your videos.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate that, dude. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
So I had a KitchenAid mixer that did not end up getting right up yesterday, so I owe you guys $49.99.
Okay. Thanks for being on, man.
Oh, no problem.
I thought you'd like to do that.
So my next stop was the Salvation Army. This was a pretty quick stop for me, but I am going to go ahead and touch on a couple highlights here. So I ended up finding some for real friends, both a dog and a cat here. And eventually I do find a Build-A-Bear dog as well. You'll have a better chance at taking a look at them when I check out in just a minute here. All of them were marked pretty cheaply, and you'll see that in my total spent at the store. Before I check out, though, I decided to give the shoes a second pass, and I saw these Saucony Ignition 5s. They're in okay shape, and they were marked at $9.99. However, the tag was half off, so got them for $5. And here's just a quick recap of what I picked up at this store. Last stop of the day is at the American Thrift. I haven't made it here as often as I would like so far this winter. We'll probably have to change that. I do okay once I get inside here. Right off the bat, and I really don't know what I was thinking buying this. I have two of these already listed. This is probably the Logitech joystick I have the least luck with, but I don't know. It was Monday morning, I was pretty tired, and kind of did the same thing with this radio. So this weather radio was $4, but for some reason I thought red was the half off tag. I was incorrect on that. So I ended up paying $4. $2 is really around my comfort zone on these to actually make a profit, but it's whatever. I'll do okay. I'll make a few bucks still. I did end up finding these Kyries here. They definitely had some wear, but at only $4, I think I'll be able to get around $35 shipped for them, which isn't too bad. I do continue looking around at the shoes. I saw some like youth Jordans I decided to pass on, and some Air Maxes I decided to pass on. These Oboz boots, I've never bought these before, I don't believe. Actually ended up being pretty awesome. So like $4 here, and I found a comp for like, I think it was like $72 or more, plus like 20 something shipping.
We got a new gas station in Miamisburg.
Where at? Oh, yeah. That's Jessica, for those that don't know. And we are wearing matching shirts.
Shirts.
So we do have merch. It's down below in the link. This shirt, oddly enough, I saw some other variants that came before me after I made the shirt. So I decided to make a different variant to be even more original. It has Pro Picker on the sleeve, so you can check that out in the description.
Tell us about the shirt.
Okay, of this first shirt of high quality Made in Bangladesh.
100% cotton.
Is it 100% cotton?
I
Soft?
don't know.
Gildan Soft Style. And I'll tell you, this is soft. And we're actually going to give away one. So we got a sample order of 3. And I got a large on this one. This is of the first shirt, the one that I'm wearing right now. It says Pro Picker underneath. I think the sleeve variant's probably a little more original looking and stuff, but this is what we have right now, and we're gonna give it away. So if you want to be involved in the giveaway, you need to have shirt somewhere in your comment. So I love your shirt, I hate your shirt, whatever. Comment down below. I will randomly select sometime in the next week a winner, and I'll ship international even, as long as it's to like countries that don't cost $1 million to ship to. So sorry, North Korea. And well, I mean,
Does it cost a lot to ship to North Korea?
do you remember, like, there's only one way to ship into North Korea? It's like through DHL.
Well,
And it's
with
like
all those
really
restrictions,
crazy.
I
Yeah.
doubt that North Koreans are watching your videos.
By the way, do not feel obligated to buy the shirts, guys. Totally doing this out of requests from people, and I'm just hoping to break even on my Shopify subscription for right now. I don't think it's going to be some crazy profit center. All right, guys, so I think that was some pretty awesome thrifting. The American thrift there, the battery died out on my GoPro, but look at my notes. I spent $18.76 at that store. And get into it here. Somebody mentioned that this isn't realistic and it doesn't count because he doesn't mention the gas. Well, gasoline and driving around is a valid expense. If you guys want to know what I spend on gas during the winter, it's roughly $30-ish a week, because I stay pretty close and pretty local most of the winter, just because I'm thrifting. I'm not going out to all kinds of different yard sales, and things kind of slow down a little bit when it comes to the sourcing side for me during the winter. And I have decent stores near me, so it doesn't make too much sense to branch out. I know of the other stores, so, you know, if I ever had to switch up stores, not a big deal. I could drive a little bit further. I mean, I drive a Kia. It's kind of one of the advantages of having something small to drive around all the time instead of having a van like I used to in the flea market days. So yeah, that's what's up with that. I'll make a quick note here. People like to try to use things like gas and time spent driving around was another thing mentioned. But if you go around, if somebody, like when I used to make $70,000 or $80,000 a year, and I was discussing with somebody like what I made, and I would say, you know, $80,000 a year or whatever is my on-target earnings or what I hit last year, nobody would ever question how much gas money I spent to drive to work, or the time I spent at work, or how many hours or anything like that. But the moment you start a business, everything becomes about your time's valuable. And yes, it is, of course, but it's not. It's kind of a weird oddity to discredit. Like, I spend maybe 40 hours on the reselling side and another 30 some hours on YouTube, roughly. So if anybody's interested in my time investment, that's probably about where I'm at, which is absurdly insane. And I don't recommend that to anyone, to put in those type of hours, because you're sacrificing some sanity there, I guess. Anyways, I'll note one more thing, I guess, on the subject. So you'll also have, oh, well, you're not taking into account taxes, which I do. I always mention, hey, these are pre-tax numbers. But the thing is, like, most people, once they start making like a salary, they just say, hey, I make $50K a year. And people just accept it. But if you say, hey, I made 50 grand in profit, they'll be like, the tax man's coming for you. It's just weird perspectives. I feel like there's first off, I'm not anti like going and having a career and going the corporate route. If that's for you, seriously pursue it and do it. Because, well, first off, we need people to do those jobs in society. But second off, I mean, it's not my place to tell you what to do or suggest what you're doing in life is right or wrong. It's just kind of a funny how the perspective changes the moment you enter into being an entrepreneur. We've got a total list of $607.99, a ship of $136, Fees, $79.03. Cost of goods sold, $84.33. Leaving a net pre-tax return of $308.63, which is pretty awesome. I think that's pretty good. I wasn't out too long, about 3 or 4 hours. I am shortly gonna have a video discussing my 2021 numbers with all of you guys and just being an open book. We did recently have a video on how much I made on my first year of YouTube on the YouTube side of things. So we're gonna do it on the reselling side of things as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at ProPickerOhio. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye. Of this first shirt. Yeah, that sounds right. Of this first